Hello and welcome to wealthlessons.club, a community where we learn about wealth building through personal growth. If you want to be rich and wealthy, then make money your favorite topic. Most middle class people squirm at the idea of making money your favorite topic. I am here to shatter that sentiment. There is enough evidence that no matter what your age is today, you can become financially abundant by putting in the right strategies. Just that making money is not something that most people are taught or is normalized. So today let's understand what does it mean to be wealthy. To understand that, let's go through the 9 stages of wealth and you can identify through this which of these levels you have attained. And after you know your level, you must strive to move to the next level. Mind you, the higher you climb, the more useful your wealth will be. Level 1, financially dependent. A person who is financially dependent simply has a lot of baggage. Firstly, he or she has to depend on others for survival and to take care of daily expenses. The person is not even capable of paying his own bills. A financially dependent person has a negative net worth, meaning the assets that he has is less than the liabilities. Level 2, financial solvency. Now, when you achieve financial solvency, your net worth can still be negative, which means your assets can still be less than liabilities, but you stop taking on more money from others. And that could mean, say, lending from unsecured sources or friends, relatives, or parents. It also means that they're not behind on their liability payments. That means their net cash flow is positive. So even though they have more liabilities, they are able to pay their bills regularly. The main benefit a person in this stage gets is the freedom from an anxiety that comes from being behind his or her bill payments. I myself have been in that phase where I could not pay my bills, and overcoming that is a great psychological benefit. Level 3, financial stability. A person proceeds to achieve financial stability when they have managed to build up some emergency funds. A person's emergency fund is more important than paying off all his or her debts. I repeat, a person's emergency fund is more important than paying off all his or her debts. Without the emergency fund, a financially solvent person might be hit with a sudden hospital emergency, and then he would have to turn to, say, credit card or other family members for help. An emergency fund as small as $3,000 to $5,000 helps a lot. Level 4, debt freedom. Debt freedom is achieved when a person is able to pay off all his or her debts. That seems drastic because for most people their loans and mortgage is for 25 to 30 years, right? Which means that it will take a long time to be free from debt. When I talk about debt freedom here, I'm talking about freedom to be achieved when a person has paid off all their high interest debt. Say you could exclude house loan debt or something of that sort. Level 5, 1 year annual expenses. Now, this is the level where you have cleared most of your outstanding debt that is high interest, leaving you with low interest loan debt. And this is the time to start accumulating wealth. The first milestone in wealth accumulation is to accumulate 1 year of annual expenses. Basically, you have more control over your situation versus when you are under the burden of debt or your job. Suppose last year you spent about $50,000 in a year in your expenses, then your first wealth accumulation is to build up this $50,000. Level 6, 5 years of annual expenses. This is similar to stage 4, but you have built up 5 years worth of annual expenses. Suppose your annual expenses still is around 50,000 per year, then if you achieve 250,000, then you might be able to take that sabbatical for a couple of years from work and maybe then come back to work. I know of a friend of mine who accumulated 4 years. He told me that he has 4 years of cash reserves that takes care of his expenses for the next 4 years. And now he has taken a sabbatical. He's traveling to US as I speak. And yeah, it fills me with envy. I'm not in a position there yet. So moving on to level 7, financial security. This is the stage that requires your wealth generating machine to provide additional cash flow while leaving the capital intact. Because in the previous level, you may still be spending down your principal capital, which is your savings, right? So at this stage, you can spend money on small unnecessary expenses without worrying about it. So you can drink your Starbucks coffee almost every day without question. This might be the time in life when you buy a luxury vehicle, either with cash or say paying it off within 12 months. You can have the swimming pool built in your backyard, or you can start creating memories through travel. So, in this stage, you can begin ticking off all your bucket list items without worry. Level 8, Financial Freedom. Once you are past stage 7, this is where fairy tales happen. Financial freedom happens when your wealth generating machine is able to not just provide more than your annual expenses, but also able to fund some of your extravagant needs like owning your own yacht or a villa. This is the level of wealth most people aspire to reach. At this stage, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. When a person reaches financial freedom, he can buy things that they have denied their family for the longest time, be it the luxury car that they wanted or say 2 holidays in a year. The difference here is that these new spending goals were never a need before this stage of their lives. And here comes the last level, level 9, financial abundance. When you have reached this stage, you are probably at the top 1% of the world. In this stage, you are concerned about the quality of the experience over the cost. At this stage, cost doesn't matter. Your only concern is the quality of the experience over the cost. And more importantly, you can focus on making the world a better place because you don't have to worry about your world or your issues because they are all taken care of. In this stage, you will think how to use your financial abundance for the good of the world. In this stage, it's very likely that you will have no issues on sending your niece or a distant relative to an overseas education out of goodwill, or throwing a lavish birthday bash for someone you love, or helping fund a poor family that is in trouble that you got to know from the newspapers. So these were the 9 levels of wealth. I hope you found your level in these 9 and you're striving to climb the one above. But while in the pursuit of that, don't forget to enjoy the journey as much as the end goal. See you, and I'll be back with the next episode soon. Bye bye.